At the wrap party, everyone egged on Ava and Ethan to give each other a kiss, just like in the drama. The two exchanged a knowing glance and smiled. In the next second, they were entwined in a kiss as cheers erupted around us. Someone suddenly shouted, "How about the second male lead and the female lead? Give it a go too." Ava's gaze instantly darkened. The second male lead, that would be me, and I am in fact Ava's actual boyfriend. Chapter 1. The room fell into an awkward silence under Ava's icy glare. It was a bit uncomfortable. Ethan quickly took her hand and said, "Come on, guys, cut it out. I'll give Ava another kiss for you, all right? Don't push her into something she doesn't want to do." Doesn't want to do? I wonder who was clinging to me last night, tipsy and insisting on kissing for 10 straight minutes. I sat down my glass and stood up, walking toward Ava. "It's just a kiss, right?" I said with a smirk. "No big deal." The actress could cooperate a bit. Ava's brow furrowed. "Michael," it was a warning tone. "Michael," Ethan echoed, putting his arm around Ava. "They're just joking around. Don't take it so seriously." My gaze drifted downward where Ava's hand rested snugly against his waist. The two of them, so closely intertwined, looked inseparable. "Get lost," I said coolly. Ethan froze and turned to look at Ava, whose expression only grew darker. "Michael, stop it," she said sternly. Ethan nudged her and said, "Michael's probably just drunk. It's the wrap party that don't let him get to you." She laughed lightly and, turning back, gently held his hand. How intimate. I looked up at the woman nestled in Ethan's embrace. Just like in the drama, I was the antagonistic supporting character, while she held steadfast love for the leading men. Even though I'm her boyfriend, she's never once acknowledged it in front of others. "Leave," I said, swallowing my disgust. "Both of you. Now." Chapter 2. Of course, the main characters weren't about to leave. With everyone watching, I slammed the door and walked out. Later, sitting alone on the hotel rooftop with a drink, I got a message from Ava. "Come back and apologize to Ethan. Just say you drank too much." It was almost laughable how shameless she could be. I blocked her number on the spot. As light rain started to fall, I looked up at the sky and couldn't help but think of the 4 years I'd spent with Ava. 4 years supporting her as she rose from a popular starlet to an award-winning actress. Back then, she was still riding the high of her sudden success in a low-budget web series that had unexpectedly gone viral. The company paired her with Ethan, her on-screen partner, pushing their ship hard. She couldn't refuse. She was miserable at first, always coming to me saying, "I really don't want to fake this thing with him. I just imagine it's you to get through it," she said. "Michael, wait for me. Wait until I'm powerful enough, until I'm no longer under anyone's control. Then, I'll tell the world I love you." Back then, we used to dream about our future, 1 dog, 2 kids, 3 meals a day, for seasons in harmony. When did things start to change? She began replying to my messages less and less, while her gaze softened more and more for Ethan. Their ship had been sailing for 4 years and never officially acknowledged, but always laced with hints of romance. In front of the public, he'd tie her shoelaces on set and find time to take her on bike rides through the hills. Behind the scenes, she'd lend him her lawyer to fight a defamation case and take him to dinners with renowned directors. Fans raved about that subtle couple, claiming to find hidden sweetness in every small interaction between them. Some things, once you start acting them out, might just become real. And I'd been stuck in the middle of it all, clueless. Chapter 3. I was already slightly tipsy when my agent, Sarah, called. "Michael, where are you?" I mumbled in response, still in a bit of a haze. "There's a problem. You're trending." "Trending?" I sobered up halfway, grabbing my phone. It turned out someone had posted a video of the wrap party online. The top 4 trending topics were all about Ava and Ethan. Ava Ethan electric stairs. Ava Ethan wrap party kiss. Ava Ethan going public soon. How much would you gift if Ava and Ethan got married? And starting from the 5th trending spot, there I was. Michael clown act. Michael bullying Ethan at wrap party. Michael got his role through connections. Underneath these topics, the comments were filled with hate toward me. What a jerk. Does he have any shame? Thinking he can kiss our Ava with that filthy mouth. He's disgusting. Did they spray air freshener after he left? Such an attitude, slamming the door on his way out. Who gave him the audacity? Someone should check out who's backing him. Trash, ugh. I've never hated a character more in real life, except for Michael. He's the true embodiment of his evil role. No talent, and got the role through connections. I heard the second lead was forced in. Guess he could only portray that villain role because it's just who he is. Connections? Huh. As if. I'd originally secured the lead role on my own merits. But before filming started, Ava's company pressured the director through the production team to replace me with Ethan as the male lead. They claimed that Ava and Ethan had better ship potential and that it would make the series more popular. Ava even came to me saying, it would be too hard to hide our relationship if we played a couple on screen. I disagreed, and we had a huge argument. My contract with this company is ending soon, I said. Michael, can't you be a little more understanding? She accused me of being inconsiderate, but she had no idea how much effort I'd put in to get this role. At first, the director had been on my side, assuring me she'd stick to her choice. Yet the very next day, she was fired. I was demoted to the second lead, cast as the villain. That night, I watched as Ava and Ethan made their rounds promoting the new show together on a talk show, mindlessly chewing on my dinner. They say that the more you chew bread, the sweeter it gets, but all I tasted was bitterness. Sometimes, you don't really give up until you've seen it or heard it with your own eyes and ears. Back then, I still harbored a tiny hope that once her contract ended, she would no longer be bound by obligations, and we could openly be together. I just wanted to be close to her, to spend more time together, so I took on that role, unknowingly volunteering for countless doses of hurt as I witnessed her and Ethan's sweet moments off-screen. I scrolled further down the page and found another trending topic, Ava protecting her love at the wrap party. Comments were all urging them to get married, occasionally interwoven with a curse directed at me. People said that someone like me, who bullied others, should just disappear. An hour had passed, and still, Ava hadn't posted any clarification. No one else had either, and the rumors just kept climbing up the trending list. I took out my phone and unblocked her. Impulse always gets the best of me, doesn't it? But something still needed to be said. Carefully, I typed out words I thought I'd never have to write. Ava, let's break up. Chapter 4. Ava found me 3 hours later. Did you seriously block me because you were drunk? She walked over and tried to take my hand. Don't touch me, I said, pulling my hand away. Michael, there's a limit to throwing a tantrum, she said, her tone dropping. You're the one who caused the scene at the wrap party. I asked you to apologize. Was that too much? If you just apologized, this whole thing would have blown over. I let out a hollow laugh. And what's that cost you? She fell silent, of course. It cost her nothing. This kind of free publicity was invaluable. After all, the drama was generating a buzz even before it aired. It was also laughable. I was laughable. I staggered to my feet, pushing her away. Ava, I'm serious. I want to break up. Get as far away from me as you can. You're drunk. She frowned. I mean every word. Ava stared at me in silence for a moment, then sighed, softening her voice. Baby, come on. Let's not do this. Let's just go home. Leave, I insisted. Sarah will be here to pick me up soon. But she didn't leave. Instead, she pressed close to me, forcing her way into my arms. Stop it, okay? Let's go home. I'll pretend I didn't hear anything this time, but you're not allowed to say break up again. Got it? With that, she tilted her head up, about to kiss me. To be honest, I used to fall for this every time. Whenever we argued about Ethan, she'd soothe me the same way. But this time, just thinking about how she'd been clinging to Ethan earlier made me sick. Ava, I shoved her away, turning my head. Don't you understand? I want to break up with you. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Sarah standing at the rooftop door, eyes wide. He must have just arrived. I pushed Ava aside and grabbed Sarah, heading toward the exit. Michael, Ava's voice called out behind me, tinged with a wounded pride. Say that again, she challenged. I took a deep breath, turned, and looked her in the eye, enunciating each word. I want to break up. Fine, she said, her laugh cold and cutting. Break up. You got it. Just don't regret it. Chapter 5. I stayed at Sarah's place for a week, and Ava didn't contact me once. Over the weekend, the casting results came out for the film I auditioned for last month. Sarah looked at me, hesitating to say something. What's wrong? Didn't get the part? I forced a smile, already used to disappointments. No, it's not that. They said the lead role hasn't been decided yet. Right now. It's between you and Ethan. But they're waiting for the lead actress's opinion. The lead actress, it's Ava. Oh, Michael, Sarah began, clearly troubled. Last time, Ava asked you to give up the lead for Ethan. You're her real boyfriend after all. and she has some influence in the industry now. Maybe we could talk to her. Sarah, I shook my head. Ava and I broke up. His eyes widened. You actually broke up? What did you think? You were there when it happened. I thought you were just arguing. But Matthew, Sarah said anxiously, can you really let her go? Really move on? This is Ava we're talking about. Can I let go? Move on? I'd asked myself that question countless times. For years of love, companionship, sacrificed, there were good times too. Even now, I remember her first nervous attempt at conversation, her teary eyes watching over me for 3 days straight when I was sick, and the time she drove 1,000 kilometers just to catch a glimpse of me on set from afar. But even the most vibrant painting eventually fades. Maybe you should go back and talk to her. Go back. I smiled faintly. I'll go back, but just to collect my things. Chapter 6. The apartment I shared with Ava had seen her less and less over time. The paparazzi were relentless. Her work kept her busy, and our schedules rarely aligned. Opening the door, I was surprised to find her there. She was in casual clothes, clutching her phone as if waiting for a message from someone. She seemed startled by the sound of the door, snapping out of her thoughts in an instant. Her expression shifted as she looked at me with a smirk. Came to your senses finally? Decided to come back? I nodded. Yes, I've come to my senses. I walked straight to the bedroom, opening the closet and wondering which items I should take with me. Ava followed me. I'm not even mad at you anymore about that. Just don't let your emotions get the best of you next time. I've already taken down all the trending topics about you. Just publicly apologize to Ethan now. Make sure you get the lead role in the new film. It's just a lead role. After all, she muttered softly. Was it really worth all this drama? I pulled out a suitcase and opened it. Do you have work coming up? She asked, confused. I terminated my contract. I didn't look up. What? Her voice rose. You didn't even consult me about something this big. I sighed. Why would I consult you? We broke up. Ava, break up? She paused, kneeling beside me. Michael, are you done with this childish tantrum? It's not that big of a deal, is it? We've been playing up this ship with Ethan for years now. You've known about it all along. Why get so worked up this time? I snapped the suitcase shut, looking at her. Ava, do you know why I took on the role of the second lead in that drama? She looked puzzled. Because I missed you. So even though I was given the part of the villainous supporting character, I accepted it. I just wanted to be near you, to see you more often. But once we were on set, you treated me like a stranger. She stared, incredulous. All this just because of that. I have a contractual obligation to play up the ship with Ethan, you know? Michael, and yet every time it comes up, you make it a fight. Do you know how exhausting that is for me? Besides, why should we kiss in front of other people? Why do you need to make our private moments public? Do you really enjoy airing our intimacy? She glared at me. Michael, before you lose your temper, could you at least try to see things from my perspective? I looked at her quietly. Ava, do you know that the crew made things intentionally difficult for me? I had to reshoot a scene in the water 20 times, and the next day I was so sick I almost got pneumonia. She froze. You didn't know, did you? Because even though you didn't have any scenes those days, you were out sightseeing with Ethan in the area. I texted you saying I was sick, and you replied 5 hours later. Do you remember what you said? You said, drink more hot water, love. When you sent that message, Sarah had already taken me to the hospital because I was out of it with fever. They said, she murmured, they said you left because something came up. I shook my head with a bitter smile. Ava, I loved you. That's why I was willing to endure all this. But sometimes, just once, I'd like to feel that my girlfriend would be by my side during times like those. The incident at the wrap party was just the final straw. What I wanted was simple, even if it was in a hidden corner, a gentle word of comfort, a reassuring look, a small kiss. But I never got that, not even once. You say I have a temper? Maybe I do. I stood up, pulling my packed suitcase, ready to leave. She pressed down on my hand. We've been together for 4 years, Michael. Fights are just fights that you can't throw around the word breakup so casually. Don't you understand? I understand. She stared at me, incredulous. So you still want to break up? Is our relationship really that disposable to you? I shook my head, unwilling to argue further. Ava, this isn't about wanting to break up. We already did. I brushed her hand away, took a few steps, then paused, turning back. You know, I'm generally mild-mannered and rarely get into fights. We dated for a while. Let's part on good terms. I'm not in the industry anymore. so I won't be posting any rants or leaking pictures to ruin your image. Consider this. I hesitated, a parting gift. She froze, then rushed forward, grabbing me. Michael, stop this. Where would you even go without me? Your career is here. She turned her head away, saying, if you really insist on leaving today, then know that we're never going back. Ding-dong. The doorbell rang just then. I turned to open the door and froze. Ethan was standing outside, looking equally surprised to see me. His gaze shifted over my shoulder to Ava, looking somewhat awkward. Oh, Emmy, I think I left a pair of underwear here when I borrowed your shower the other day. The silence was deafening. I chuckled, glancing back. Borrowing the shower was part of the contract? Ava hesitated before saying, friends help each other. It's just the bathroom. Do you have to be so cynical about it? If you really have no trust left in me, then maybe we're truly done. Yes, done. We were already done. I turned to leave, and Ava, startled, followed. The elevator had just arrived, so I stepped inside. Ava moved to join me, but Ethan suddenly grabbed her arm. Emmy, you can't go down. The paparazzi are waiting downstairs. They'll catch you two together. And in that split second of her hesitation, the elevator doors finally completely closed. Chapter 7. I booked the next flight back to Hailing. Sarah, with reddened eyes, came to see me off. Michael, if you're not going to act anymore, what are your plans back home? Ava had asked me the same. No choice but to go home and follow the family's arrangements, I guess. When I was younger, I rebelled against my parents and sister, insisting on breaking into the entertainment industry on my own terms. Now, after 4 years, I hadn't even landed a lead role, and I was leaving with a cloud of scandal hanging over me. It's hard to find work outside this industry, Sarah sighed. Yeah, it's a headache. I sighed too. I might just have to go back and take over the family business. What? Sarah froze. It was time to board, so I gave Sarah a hug. If you're ever in Hailing, feel free to visit me at Gene Group's headquarters. Gene Group? Sarah's mouth dropped open. Gene Group, that as in the leading domestic consumer goods company? He glanced up at a large Gene Group billboard in the airport. So your last name? Gene. Is that the same Gene? Chapter 8. After a 2-hour flight, I arrived in Hailing, the familiar scent of sea breeze greeting me. Back home, I quickly learned that my family was in trouble. My parents had been living abroad for a long time, leaving the company in my sister's capable hands. She had tried to hide the situation from me, but I noticed that many of the antique paintings and her prize cars were missing. Under my persistent questioning, she finally admitted that the company was facing a financial crisis. I knew what that implied. So, sister, are we talking about an arranged marriage? She sighed. I can do it, I said. She looked at me in surprise. But what about that actress you were dating? It's over, I said. My sister, much older than me, had always doted on me. When I stubbornly chose the entertainment industry over the family business, she was the one who persuaded our parents to let me go. She had shouldered the company's burdens alone for years. As the younger son, how could I sit back when the family was in trouble? Well, she asked, a bit hesitant, shall we set up a meeting? If you meet her and don't like her, we can decline. There are other options. I nodded. All right. Chapter 9. Life has a way of turning into a drama. 2 weeks after breaking up with Ava, I found myself in a high-end restaurant on a blind date with Alicia, the heiress of the Liu Group. 10 minutes later, Alicia arrived. She was dressed elegantly in a custom-fitted dress, looking every bit as stunning as any star. Sorry, I was held up, she said. No problem, I just got here myself. She sat down. Shall we start? I nodded. Go ahead. Mr. Gene, you ask first. I thought for a moment. Are you in good health? Besides occasional dizziness from overwork, nothing serious. Oh well, that's a classic leading lady trait. Excuse me? It's just, I chuckled, you probably wouldn't know, but in the romance scripts I used to read, the female lead often has this kind of issue. The doctor says it's due to stress, she replied patiently. As an only child, I'm expected to take over the family business, and there are no set hours. Are there any other issues your leading ladies usually have? She asked with a slight smile. I thought for a moment, they often suffer from insomnia. That one I don't have, she said. I sleep well. Good sleeper, doesn't hog the blankets, I said automatically, then added, neither do I. What am I even saying? Good to know, she replied with a smile, seeming not to notice my awkwardness. Do you have any other questions? I shook my head quickly. No, that's it. So, Mr. Jean's criteria for a partner is simply good health and no insomnia? She asked, leaning forward with a playful grin. Pretty much. She laughed again. Do you have any questions for me? I asked. She shook her head. No, I'm very satisfied. I hesitated. Miss Liu, you probably know a bit about me. I used to work in the entertainment industry. There's some bad press about me, those rap party headlines. She tilted her head. I know all about it. She looked up, smiling. You didn't think I'd come to a date without doing my homework, did you? Gathering information before a business meeting is basic for any good business person, isn't it? She said, winking. Ava, she's actually my ex. I wanted to be honest with you in case it bothers you, I said. That's part of your past, and I don't mind. Neither should you. Since she's an ex. It's already over, right? She said with a smile. Meeting new people, experiencing new things. Time heals a lot. I nodded. Yes, it does. Everything about Ava, good or bad, would eventually be washed away by the currents of time. No use brooding over it like some sentimental fool. Chapter 10. And so my engagement to Alicia was set. We quickly began planning the details for the wedding. The next time I heard from Ava was on a weekend. What do you need? I answered. After a moment of silence, she replied in a low voice. You still have some things at my place. Throw them out, I said. Michael, she sounded desperate. I know I messed up this time, okay? Mr. Jean, would you like to take a look at the bride's dress? The sales assistant asked beside me. Ava fell silent. Are you on set? She asked after a beat. I paused. Ava, we broke up. Where are you? Ava, I've come home. I won't be acting anymore. Don't contact me again. Come home. You're back inhaling? Why are you looking at wedding dresses? Who for? A friend? I didn't respond. After a moment, she spoke again, more earnestly. The night you left, I went to film a variety show. I just got back. Where inhaling are you? I'll come find you. Ava, I interrupted her. I'm getting married. Chapter 11. Before I hung up, Ava remained silent on the other end. I tossed my phone back into my bag, rubbing my temples. Hearing her voice stirred up some complicated feelings. After all, I used to believe that I would always love her. I never thought there would come a day when I'd tell her over the phone that I was getting married. Alicia arrived about half an hour later to get measured for her wedding dress. You seem a bit distracted, she observed. Didn't sleep well? I shook my head. No, I was just trying to pick out a wedding dress for you, but I realized I don't know your taste well enough. I think maybe we should try to get to know each other a bit more before the wedding. She nodded thoughtfully. How? Tomorrow is the weekend, I suggested. Would you like to see a movie? Chapter 12. That evening, I bought the tickets. On Saturday night, Alicia showed up in a playful dress that added a bit of girlish charm, catching the attention of a few young men passing by. After the movie, we strolled side by side down the street. She had worn canvas sneakers for comfort, but the laces had already come undone twice. When they loosened a third time, I couldn't stand it anymore. I knelt down before she could react. Alicia froze, and I took up her laces, looping them skillfully into a tight knot. There, that should hold, I said, standing up with a smile. She shook her foot, grinning. Wow, that's impressive. It feels nice and secure. Michael. I looked up, stunned. Not far from us stood someone familiar. Ava. I'd been around her long enough that even with a mask on, I could tell her expression was anything but friendly. She strode over and stopped in front of Alicia and me. Alicia looked at me curiously. Ava, I said, the ex-girlfriend I told you about. Alicia blinked, taken aback for a moment, then extended her hand with a gracious smile. Hello, Miss Ava. I'm Michael's fiancée, Alicia. Ava's face paled even more. Chapter 13. Inside a coffee shop, Ava and I sat across from each other. A few minutes ago, after running into each other on the street, she had insisted on talking alone. After getting my consent, Alicia had gone back to the car to wait for me. I remember you always knew how to tie the best knots, Ava said quietly, but I never managed to learn. I was silent. Back then, you always tied my shoelaces for me. Her voice was soft. Yes, but that was back then. Later on, it wasn't just my laces she had me tying, she let Ethan do it too. I hadn't tied her shoes in a long time. You found someone to pretend to be your fiancé to trick me, didn't you? She suddenly accused. I shook my head. I'm really getting married, Ava. I don't believe you. She looked up, staring at me as if searching my face for signs of a lie. I sighed. Her expression shifted, a hint of panic breaking through. Michael, she said, gripping my hands tightly on the table. Ethan and I were just a contract ship. I swear I never crossed the line with him. That day, he was drenched from filming, and his place was too far, so I let him come up to take a shower. Nothing happened. I was just angry and said things without thinking, which is why I didn't explain. I honestly thought we were just having another fight that we used to argue all the time. You wanted the lead role in that new drama, right? I've already spoken to the director, and the part is yours. Michael, I've thought about it. After this contract ends, I won't accept any more ship pairings. Let's go public, okay? We'll act together, and you'll always be my lead. Please, Michael. Her eyes reddened. We promised that no matter what happened, we wouldn't break up so easily. Yes, we had made that promise. I looked at the woman in front of me, the woman I had once loved deeply, the one I had been willing to compromise for, to sacrifice my own needs for. But she was the one who let go first. She wanted to bask in the excitement of flirtation while also enjoying my loyalty. Slowly, I withdrew my hands. Ava, I'm getting married. I don't want my future wife to go through the same pain I did. So please. I looked her in the eye. Don't look for me again. I've already left the industry. Acting was only ever a hobby for me. If I really wanted to be the lead, my family could arrange countless roles for me. I just didn't want it that way. Your family? She asked, startled. It doesn't matter anymore. I shook my head. Once, I had dreamed of us going public, of taking her home to meet my family. I used to wonder how she would react when she found out I was the heir to Gene Group. But now it was all irrelevant. I did love you once, so I'd like us to part with some dignity. With that, I pulled out my phone and blocked her number right in front of her. Since no one ever knew about us, let's remain strangers from now on. Chapter 14. Back in the car, Alicia was working on her laptop. Seeing me, she closed it and turned to me. Sorry, I said, apologetic. I didn't know she'd find me here. She was silent for a moment, lowering her gaze. Personally, it doesn't affect me, but for Lou Group. She paused. Our family has always avoided appearing alongside celebrities in gossip columns. I understand, I nodded. I'll handle it. If you could handle it, she wouldn't have shown up here inhaling, right? She murmured quietly. I froze. She seemed almost unhappy. Sometimes, things that are hard for one person to handle are easier when there are two people, she added after a moment. Since we're getting married, why don't we tackle it together? How? The simplest way that we could move in together. Her voice softened. Oh, she sighed. Your sister is away on a business trip, and if Ava shows up at your place, you'll be there alone. What then? Are you prepared to be photographed and splashed across the tabloids before our wedding? If she sees us living together, do you think she'd still come around? It made some sense, but wouldn't that be inconvenient for her? She smiled. Well, we'll be living together after marriage anyway. Consider it practice. Chapter 15. Alicia didn't waste time. The very next day, her things were moved into my spacious apartment in the suburbs. Sure enough, Ava never came looking for me again. Living together, having meals morning and evening, I learned quite a bit about Alicia. For instance, she liked black coffee for breakfast, avoided cilantro, and loved fish, but struggled with the bones. She exercised an hour each day, showed remarkable discipline, yet had a playful side. We talked about work, our ambitions. She'd ask what I wanted to do in the future. I've always thought of starting an entertainment company, I told her, to give opportunities to fresh faces who need a break, like I once did. The apartment had a minimalist design, with a small bar counter. I had a modest collection of drinks there that I'd learned to mix cocktails as a hobby, so sometimes with her around, I'd mix a drink or two. One day, I was making one when she came home. What's that? She asked, leaning closer with interest. A Boilermaker. I could mix something sweeter if you'd prefer. No need. I'll just have yours. Mine. My mouth was still full of drink, and my mind stalled. Sure, but you know, with a glass. Of course. She smiled playfully. How else would I drink it? A surge of warmth shot up to my ears. I could just bury myself in the floor and be done with it. She took the glass from my hand, tilting her head thoughtfully. This weekend, how about a road trip? The change of subject was perfect. I nodded, smiling. Sounds good. Chapter 16. On Sunday, we visited the Liu family estate on the outskirts of town. On the way back, I got a call from Sarah. He was thrilled to tell me that I had been nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Gene City International Film Festival. The Gene City Festival is a prestigious event in the industry, and winning would be a significant validation of my professional skills. Matthew, Emmy actually brought me onto her team recently. She keeps asking me about you, about all the things you went through before. Honestly, I think she still has feelings for you. I ended up telling her everything you went through, and each time I talk about it, I get really worked up. I mean, she overlooked so much before, and lately Ethan's been visiting her a lot, but apparently he's left looking pretty unhappy a couple of times. Sarah rambled on and on. I suddenly realized that my life in the entertainment world, Jean City, and all it represented, felt so distant. I felt like I had already moved on, much faster than I'd thought possible. Why? As I waited at a red light, I glanced over at the person beside me, lost in thought. Matthew, Alicia said after a while, if you keep staring at me like that, I'm going to start getting nervous. In dramas, isn't that usually how it goes? The lead stares at the other person for ages before saying something difficult. Alicia, I think you should watch fewer dramas, she burst out laughing. I only watch them because of you. Just then, she pointed ahead. It rained yesterday. Let's stop by and get the car washed. Chapter 17. The car wash owner recognized Alicia, greeting her warmly. While they chatted, Alicia sat in the lounge area and pulled out her phone to handle some work. Suddenly, she frowned. Matthew, someone took our picture. I leaned over, and sure enough, there was a photo of me standing by the car at a rest stop. The caption read, Matthew, Best Supporting Actor nominee, enjoying a joy ride with a rich woman. Every word dripped with malice. I'll handle it. I stepped outside and made a few calls. About 10 minutes later, I came back. It's taken care of. It was probably one of the other nominees who bought that trending spot. Alicia blinked. The other nominees? I nodded. This time, there were 5 nominees in total. I didn't know 3 of them, and the other one was Ethan. I'd left the industry, and yet he still seemed preoccupied with me. After the car was washed, the owner came over with a friendly smile. Are you Miss Lou's boyfriend? Alicia laughed and introduced me. Yes, this is Monica Jean's younger brother, Matthew. Ah, so it's young Mr. Jean, the owner said with a nod, his smile widening. I had the pleasure of visiting Miss Jean's new car showroom last month. What an impressive collection she has. I nodded politely. Wait a minute, a new showroom? Chapter 18. Alicia and I returned to my house. As soon as we stepped inside, a cushion flew directly toward me. Matthew, my sister was standing there, hands on hips. How on earth did you convince Alicia to move in with you while I was away? Alicia quickly tried to explain. Sis, actually, it wasn't Matthew who. Sis, I cut in, rubbing my forehead. Maybe we should start by addressing your little scheme. What? Are we really going bankrupt? My sister hesitated, glancing over at Alicia. Don't look at her, Alicia shrugged, smiling slightly. Old John spilled the beans. He already knows. That John? My sister scowled. So the cars weren't sold, that they're all parked in your new enormous showroom, right? Yes. And what about Dad's antique paintings? I recently bought us a new place. I moved some things over there so it's ready for Mom and Dad when they come back for the holidays. Her voice grew softer, and I clenched my fists slightly. I'll take it from here, Alicia interjected, stepping forward. I asked Monica for help. My sister sighed, smiling. You're a real friend, Alicia. But the whole, we need a marriage alliance, act. That was your sister's idea. My sister grimaced. Matthew, here's the thing. She began hurriedly. Yes, I did lie to you, but it was a family decision. Me, Alicia, and our parents all agreed. Once we found out about the injustice you faced in the entertainment industry, we were all very worried. I blinked, taken aback. You knew? I thought you didn't care about that world at all. She sighed, placing a hand on my head. You're my little brother. I didn't care about entertainment news until you got involved. Now I check it about 800 times a day. She pointed at Alicia. You might not know this, but she's had a crush on you for years. She's liked you since college. I thought she was too young, and you were too smart for your own good. So I held her back a bit, my sister said with a slight cough. But I never expected her to wait this long. Do you remember when Mom and Dad set you up on a blind date, right before you left to pursue acting? You refused to go, but that was supposed to be with her. When everything went down recently, Mom and Dad were all set to fly back, but we knew you'd pretend nothing was wrong. You've always felt like you had to prove yourself. As for the people who crossed you, we'll deal with them. What? What do you plan on doing? You think my business trip was just for fun? I bought that series, my sister said with a smug grin. Anyone who messes with my brother won't get their show aired. I've already reached out to the director they fired. This script has potential, and I'll help her make a new one. I looked from my sister to Alicia, who was watching with a slight frown. Honestly, sis, that's a bit impulsive. You should consider the cost-benefit ratio, I muttered. My sister bristled. Taking revenge for you needs a cost-benefit ratio? Just then, my phone pinged with a new message. I glanced at it. A voice note. Mr. Jean, the acquisition of X Entertainment is nearly finalized. We'll be waiting for you at the company if you have time. My sister stared at me. You acquired an entertainment company? What for? I've always wanted to start one, and Alicia helped me see it through. I smiled. Sis, your little brother didn't spend 4 years in the industry for nothing. If I let them off, I wouldn't be worthy of the Jean family name. Nice. I see. Wait, hold on, she said, suddenly shocked. You're calling me impulsive, but you two went and bought the whole company? Alicia laughed. The three of us discussed the company a bit more until Alicia had to leave for the Lou Group. Matthew, my sister asked after a moment of silence, tell me honestly, now that you've spent time with her, do you have any feelings for Alicia? She narrowed her eyes. If you don't string her along. To be fair, if it weren't for her persistence, I wouldn't have introduced you two so soon after your breakup. Do I have feelings? Memories from the past few days flashed through my mind like scenes from a movie, replaying bit by bit. Because of her, I realized I'd already moved on from my last relationship. Sis, about the contract with the Lou Group, that even if we're not bankrupt, it's still a good partnership, right? Well, yes, but... So I smiled. Let's sign it. Chapter 19. On the day of the Film Festival Awards, Alicia flew to Jean City with me, and we arrived at the venue together. She fell asleep on the flight, so I slipped a ring onto her ring finger without her noticing. Once we were inside, a few acquaintances came over to greet us. One of them noticed my tailored suit and exclaimed, "Wow, this looks like Andrew's latest design. There's only one of these in the world, isn't there?" Before I could answer, a smug voice sounded from behind me. With a rich girlfriend to back him, of course he'd be dressed differently. Ethan walked over, flashing a wide, provocative smile. But no matter how well a wild boar dresses, it won't become a lion, right, Matthew? People nearby immediately gathered around. Ethan, are you and Ava getting serious? You're the hot favorite for Best Supporting Actor this year. Ethan kept answering questions while giving me challenging looks. For a grown man, this behavior seemed childish. I decided to let it go for now. After all, I didn't want him ruining my mood at the film festival. Soon the awards ceremony began. Right before the Best Supporting Actor announcement, the screen displayed close-ups of the 5 nominees. Ethan maintained a calm and confident smile up until the host declared, and the Best Supporting Actor award goes to Matthew. His face fell, caught in perfect clarity on the big screen before the camera could switch. Honestly, I was a bit surprised myself. Standing on stage, I felt momentarily dazed. The senior presenter smiled as he shook my hand. Matthew, I've seen your work. You may have only played supporting roles, but each one was memorable. You did a great job. My eyes grew misty as I accepted the award, offering my thanks on stage. After 4 years of acting, even though I decided to leave the industry, this long-overdue recognition felt good. It goes to show that if you have the skills, people will see it sooner or later. The ceremony proceeded smoothly until Ava, as last year's Best Actress, took the stage to present the Best Actress award. The host asked her how she felt compared to last year. She paused. Last year, there was actually someone I forgot to thank. Oh, who's that? The host prompted with a smile. She hesitated. He was with me for a long time, from my days as an unknown extra to where I am now. But I never properly introduced him to everyone. The audience buzzed with interest, and the screen cut to Ethan, surrounded by heart-shaped graphics. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate him. Oh, why congratulations? Is it because the two of you are? Because he also won an award today. The host blinked in surprise, clearly caught off guard. After a moment, he stammered. Oh well, let's all congratulate him then. Ethan's face froze, and this time, the full screen closed up made it even more obvious. Audience members began whispering to each other, with many casting curious glances my way. After all, among today's award-winning men, the Best Actor and Best Animated Film Director were both in their 50s. Apart from them, the only one who fit Ava's description was me. Chapter 20. After the ceremony, I purposely lingered for a bit, but I still ran into Ava near the parking garage entrance. Matthew, her voice was hoarse. I paused, stepping closer. Emily, there's no need for this. She shook her head. I owe you an apology. I sighed. A peaceful breakup was my way of preserving our dignity, but if you keep clinging to the past, it just becomes an entanglement. But I can't move on, she said, her eyes reddening. Matthew, I really can't. Can you give me one more chance? Matthew. I turned, and there was Alicia, jogging over with a man's coat draped over her arm. She was full of life, utterly endearing. Are you cold? She asked, taking my hand. I'm fine. Have you been waiting long? Are you tired? Not at all. But here, put on the coat first. She gently wrapped it around me. Then holding my arm, she looked at Ava, whose face had gone stiff. Miss Ava, Alicia said with a slight smile, what a coincidence seeing you again. She smiled with just a hint of apology. Sorry, but there's a celebration for Matthew at home. We won't be staying to catch up. Chapter 21. Back in the car, I opened my phone. Sure enough, Ava's remarks had pushed my name to the top of the trending topics again. Ava and Matthew's secret relationship. Ava and Ethan just a show. Did Matthew win because of Ava? Meanwhile, a post-ceremony interview with Ethan was also racking up millions of views. This world is inherently unfair. I'm used to it, he said, shaking his head. But no matter the injustice I face, I'll stay true to my art and continue to bring quality work to everyone. As for my relationships, I'd rather not discuss it, he added with a wry smile. I have a clear conscience. But as I kept scrolling, I noticed another trending topic skyrocketing in popularity, Lou Group. Curious, I clicked on it, only to find that the Lou Group's official account had posted something 10 minutes ago. Congratulations to Mr. Matthew on his double celebration. Here's an exclusive preview of Mr. Matthew and Miss Alicia's engagement party venue. The post included several set-up photos of our engagement party. I turned to the woman beside me, who was grinning slyly. I thought the Lou Group was a low-key company. She didn't miss a beat. I'm finally getting married, that people are happy for me. Besides, this is just one short announcement on the official account. What's more low-key than that? But that wasn't all. Scrolling down, I found a post from my sister. Our Jean family son is simply the best. Thanks to her, Jean Group was now trending as well. Alicia, I stopped the car at a red light and turned to her. I have some things to take care of tonight. She nodded. Need any help? I shook my head. No, I'll handle it myself. Chapter 22. I made a few calls. An hour later, the original director of the drama posted a lengthy message detailing the casting conflict and her firing. She included the initial casting video and the original actor list. Soon after, a video surfaced of me being subjected to mistreatment on set. I'd been willing to leave things alone to preserve some dignity for everyone involved. That was my upbringing. But that didn't mean I'd let people trample over me. Some people won't realize their mistakes unless they face the consequences. Before long, other people who had experienced Ethan's bullying on various sets started posting their own videos and evidence. Ava's name kept popping up in the trends as well. A major reason people tolerated Ethan's behavior was fear of crossing Ava. I've officially gone from a fan to a hater. Ava is disgusting. I want to smack Ava across the face and ask her what she's thinking. Why not just focus on her craft and relationships? Honestly, Ava and Ethan deserve each other. Now that I look back at that rap party video, I can't imagine how painful it must have been for Matthew. I owe Matthew an apology. Count me in. I owe him one too. The buzz on the internet was relentless. The film festival committee even issued a statement. The entire selection process was fair, transparent, and impartial. As for certain actors implying that there were issues with the committee's evaluation, we are considering legal action to protect our reputation. Soon, netizens were both excited and overwhelmed by the sheer amount of gossip. There's too much to keep up with. I don't even want to sleep. If Ethan could put his acting skills from his ship promotion interviews to use in real roles, he might actually win some awards. He implied Matthew's win was rigged? Please. Jean family heir, Lou family fiancé. Acting is just his hobby. If he really wanted, he could shut down the entire industry. Here's a crash course on the powerhouses that are the Jean and Lou groups. Ethan and Ava aren't even qualified to hold Matthew's shoes. When we got back to our place in Jean City, Alicia parked and pulled out her phone. What a lively scene, she said softly. Yes, I agreed. I wasn't one to harm others, but neither was I a saint. I simply presented the truth, letting the public judge for themselves. Right and wrong would reveal themselves clearly enough. Water can carry a boat, but it can also capsize it. Alicia laughed softly, unbuckling her seatbelt and turning to me. Mr. Jean, her eyes sparkled like a sky full of stars. Congratulations on your win. You earned it. Chapter 23. That night, I went to bed early and slept soundly. After all, the next day, I had to be at X Entertainment at 9 a.m. I arrived at the company with my assistant, only to hear Ethan's voice echoing angrily down the hallway. I've done so much for this company. Half of you wouldn't even have jobs if it weren't for me. Now you're just going to abandon me? Where's your conscience? Someone murmured quietly. It's not like anyone told you to say all that in the interview. What did you say? Ethan shouted. I want to see the boss. Where is he? Why hasn't he shown up for days? I walked into the company. What do you mean, new owner? Explain yourself. The chief assistant, who was trying to calm Ethan down, noticed me, fell silent, and hurried over. Good morning, Mr. Jean. Glad to see you. I nodded. Why is it so noisy this early? The chief assistant wiped his brow. Nothing major. We'll take care of it right away. I looked up, meeting Ethan's shocked, ashen face and wide-eyed stare. Your office is all set up, the chief assistant said with a smile. Would you like to take a look? I nodded. As I passed Ethan, I paused. Sounded like you wanted to see me. He clenched his jaw. No, I don't. Don't worry, I said with a smile. I'll be meeting with every employee individually. I'll get to you eventually. Chapter 24. Reviewing X Entertainment's internal records, I quickly realized just how much the company had invested in Ethan over the years. Many talented newcomers had been stifled, unable to rise because Ethan monopolized resources. I implemented sweeping reforms, bringing in a lot of fresh talent for development. Ethan resisted at first, but I eventually dropped a stack of photos on the table. I looked over your file. The company spent a lot to keep these photos of you partying with influencers and models out of the media. If you want to leave, the contract requires you to repay the company for these expenses and any lost endorsement fees. In the end, he paid what he owed and left the company in disgrace. Ava hadn't been in the office for a long time. She had no new projects, and her contract was nearly up. Her fan club had announced its dissolution, and many directors, wary of potential backlash, avoided casting her. One day, Sarah called me, sounding anxious. Matthew, Ava fell from a high place and fractured a bone. She won't see anyone that she only wants to see you. Matthew, she's not doing well. Could you come see her? That same day, Alicia happened to be in Jean City, helping me with the arrangements for moving X Entertainment's headquarters to Hailing. I'll go with you, she said. Are you sure? Do we really need to go? People say you shouldn't pursue a cornered enemy, she replied with a smirk, but we should at least help her let go of her last hope. Chapter 25. In the hospital, Ava lay weakly on the bed, her leg in a cast. I pulled a script out of my bag. There's a low-budget web series looking for a second female lead. The producers think you'd be a good fit. Once you've recovered, you can go for an audition. Matthew, she looked up, her gaze pained. Is work all we have left to talk about? I glanced at her injured leg and sighed. Ouch. I turned around to see Alicia pressing her hand to her forehead, wincing. What's wrong? I rushed over to her. Suddenly, I have a bit of a headache. Did you not get enough sleep last night? I worried aloud. I should have been more considerate. Poor me, she murmured. It's my fault. Is it here that hurts? Really painful. Maybe we should see a doctor. Ow, Mr. Jean. I turned, momentarily taken aback. Emily was watching us, her face pale, looking even worse than before. I'll think about the script, she said quietly. All right, get some rest. I nodded and, taking Alicia's hand, left the room intent on getting her checked out by a doctor. Mr. Jean, Emily called out again. I looked back. My contract is about to expire. This time it won't be renewed, right? I shook my head. It's time to let go. She fell silent, a bitter smile on her face. I just wanted to try one last time, but I didn't realize I had already lost. Later, Emily went abroad. I never heard from her again, and she disappeared from the domestic film industry. I moved X Entertainment's headquarters to Hailing, finally ending the long-distance part of my relationship with Alicia. My sister's production, with a new cast we handpicked, became an unexpected hit across the internet. The company thrived following my vision of fostering new talent and providing real opportunities to those passionate about acting. At the same time, I took on some of my family's business responsibilities, lightening my sister's load considerably. One evening, I came home from work to find Alicia making cocktails. She was a fast learner that after a few lessons from me, she could make a delicious drink on her own. Care for a drink? She asked with a smile. Sure, I said, setting down a script. That's for the next project. Yeah? A romance? Romance, huh? She asked. Does it have one of those endearing second leads? Yep. I walked over to her. The main character lets down the lead, then the second lead steps in. She's mischievous, but everyone loves her. I looked up, meeting her amused gaze. So, Mr. Jean, she teased, tilting her head. Do you have any feelings for your second lead? The soft glow of the dining room lights fell on her, warming my heart. I picked her up and set her on the table. You know you're not the second lead. You should be called the late-arriving female lead. She arched a brow. How do you know everything? I own shares in an entertainment company, she said proudly. I read every viewer comment on each drama, and I pick things up fast. So how about you? I asked. Do you like your male lead? Her cheeks flushed, and she muttered softly. I've told you 1,000 times, day and night since we got married, and you still ask. I chuckled, moving closer to kiss her, but she turned her head away. Don't you want your drink? She teased. I nodded. She handed me the blue cocktail, took a sip from her own pink one, then wrapped her arms around my neck, leaning up to kiss me. The flavors of blue kirsch and cherry brandy mingled together, perfectly embodying the name of the cocktail, a deep love, perfectly in sync.